everyone is happy.
And that's why they all start dancing.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOTJUNK.com.
Traffic and weather together on the 8th, 1248. Frank Munich looking at the road rays.
And looking at Oakland, where we continue to see the far left lane coned off because of a two-car injury crash southbound 880 at Hagenberger Road. We had all lanes shut down at one point. They have been reopened except for that far left lane, which remains shut down. We have a problem on the Virginia Street off-ramp from southbound 280 in San Jose, a car out of commission in the far left lane. Some indications that we may have a medical emergency involved here as well, which may mean that stalled car on the Virginia Street off-ramp from southbound 280 may be out there for a little while. And we still have road work. The Caldecott Tunnel, the right-hand bore of the Caldecott Tunnel is closed for road work until 3:30 this morning in the eastbound direction of 24. The left-hand bore, though, is open, so if you're heading in that direction, move into those left-hand lanes. Your next update at 12:58 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
Yeah, that's Mother's Day weekend. A lot of big games this weekend. Let's check the 6-day forecast so you can plan. Cloudy and foggy this morning with drizzle by sunrise. Lows in the 40s and 50s. Turning partly sunny and breezy today and tomorrow with highs from the low 60s to mid 70s. Increasing clouds on Mother's Day. Windy, cooler, maybe some drizzle. Highs in the 60s. And then Monday, cloudy with a chance of showers. Sunny and gradually warmer by Tuesday with highs in the mid to upper 60s, low 70s on Wednesday. Right now, Napa, you're cloudy and 56, 57 in Oakland. Mostly cloudy, San Francisco Airport, 59, and Redwood City, you're at 59 as well. Traffic and weather together on the 8th on All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS. KCBS News Time 12:50. Bijan Siavoshi is at the editor's desk this morning, and I'm Elisa Clancy. With the summer tourism season already here, the travel industry wants to tap into the pent-up demand brought on by the pandemic. KCBS's Mike DeWald reports from SFO, where some flights are getting creative to encourage people to fly.
It may be the closest you'll get to flying in the actual Millennium Falcon. This just unveiled Alaska Airlines plane painted black, depicting a space battle in the Star Wars galaxy. Its weight is with Alaska Airlines.
The plane's exterior actually required 228 gallons of paint, which was applied during 540 work hours over 27 days.
It's just one of the many ways companies are working to get people excited about traveling again. David Perry is on the board of the San Francisco Chamber of Commerce. He says the rebound is accelerating.
Big cities like New York and San Francisco have had a harder time bouncing back, but we've seen the numbers. Hotels are getting back to where they were. Not just 2019, but tourism is coming back.
And it's not just domestic travel. Michelle Heston is with Fairmont Hotels and Resorts.
The Mexican market has rebounded very quickly to California, as has the Canadian market. And now we're seeing a look at Western European travel returning as well.
The next time you're traveling to a galaxy far, far away, or a little closer to home, the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge plane will remain in Alaska's fleet for the next 8 years. At SFO, Mike DeWald, KCBS.
And San Francisco neighborhoods are getting new lighting. KCBS's David Welch reports the 12 corridors are getting lit in new ways.
Manny Yacutiel owns Manny's in the Mission. He's also the champion of the new City Lights project. Manny says it's modeled after something he did in his neighborhood last year.
In one of the darkest moments of the pandemic, the Valencia Corridor Merchants Association and myself were able to raise money from the community to light up 10 full blocks of Valencia Street on either side.
The project has 3 simple goals.
1, to help with the economic recovery and small businesses. 2, for public safety, keep the streets lit up and safe. And the 3rd is just to bring joy and community to our city in a time when we really need it.
Manny points out each neighborhood will design their own displays.
On the Castro, I know that they're thinking about perhaps doing them with rainbow lights. In Chinatown, they're thinking about having lanterns.
And the project is happening citywide.
I'm excited about this happening in some of the areas that don't often get as much attention. These are vibrant commercial corridors, but don't often get as much love and attention as, some of the areas closer to the center of the city.
In San Francisco, David Welch, KCBS.
And after a 2-year pandemic hiatus, the people who slide down the outside of San Francisco skyscrapers are back. KCBS's Jim Taylor spoke with some of them.
We're on the 20th floor of the Hilton, and we're looking up at the very top, which is what? That's about 46, 48 floors. People are rappelling down the side of the building.
That's correct.
Exciting.
It's very exciting.
What's going on all day? Benefit raising money for Outward Bound, which gets kids involved in outdoor experiences.
Like rappelling,
It was my first time doing this. I'm still coming down on an adrenaline rush.
A little shaky,
yeah.
But it was, what, exhilarating, thrilling, scary?
A little bit of all three. So definitely, I felt anxious going up there, and then I super freaked out when I looked down.
Glad you did it.
Yeah.
Halfway up the Hilton, Jim Taylor, KCBS.
And Chicago police say a man has been taken into custody after he opened an emergency exit of a commercial jet, walked onto the wing, and jumped to the ground as the plane taxied at O'Hare International Airport. Police say after the man jumped onto the tarmac at about 4:31 a.m. Thursday, he attempted to guide the United Airlines jet to the gate. United says crew members on the jet that had arrived from San Diego stopped the man outside the plane. The man's name hasn't been released because he has not, as of Thursday afternoon, been formally charged. Local media outlets say he is a 57-year-old resident of Escondido, California. And the CHP thanks the several Good Samaritans who helped them capture and detain a man who was walking against traffic on the upper deck of the Bay Bridge. KCBS's Matt Bigler reports.
In a video posted to Twitter, a CHP officer can be seen struggling to detain a man who'd been walking on the upper deck of the Bay Bridge and refused orders to stop.
The subject was combative as the officer attempted to detain him, and a fight ensued almost immediately.
CHP spokesperson Mark Andrews says fortunately several Good Samaritans helped out by putting their weight on the man while the officer put handcuffs on him.
We're greatly appreciative of the effort that they put forth to help our officer detain that subject and keep everyone with minimal injuries.
Both the officer and the pedestrians sustained minor injuries. It's not known why the man was on the bridge. Pedestrians are only allowed in the walkway on the eastern span of the Bay Bridge. Matt Bigler, KCBS.
KCBS News Time, 12:55. Let's see what your business is doing.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. It's a tough time to be a home buyer. Inventories remain tight, prices are high, and mortgage rates are rising. Rates are at their highest level this week since August 2009, according to Freddie Mac, 5.27%. The buyers hoping to take the plunge before things get any worse. Zillow says first quarter earnings beat expectations, but it offered a tepid outlook, stoking fears that housing could soon begin to slow. Peloton reportedly is looking for an investor to buy a 20% stake in the company as it works to turn around its business. This company was a pandemic high flyer. Demand has cooled in the past year. Shopping in Gucci? You can leave your dollars at home. The Italian fashion house says its stores in New York, LA, Las Vegas, Miami, and Atlanta will begin accepting cryptocurrencies this month. They'll be accepted in all of its North American stores this summer. Larry Kofsky, Bloomberg Radio.
For all contest rules, go to kcbsradio.com/contest.
In addition to umbrellas, rain boots, and warm coats, wet weather usually brings with it termite swarming season. This is Joe Starkey, and you've been hearing me rave about the licensed professionals at Pacific Coast Termite. That's because I can't speak more highly about the work they've done to my home. I'm really glad I called 1-800-PACIFIC. I love the fact that they're local and serve the entire Bay Area. They inspect, treat, and repair where needed, and finally, take all necessary measures to prevent the little devils from coming back. Pacific Coast Termite uses Orange Oil Plus so you and your pets can stay in your home. No fumigation to force you to bag your food. No need to move out. Pacific Coast Termite is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. So if you call now, you get 10% off termite treatment. And if you noticed rodents, oh yikes, we did, and Pacific Coast Termite took care of that problem too. Call them like I did, 1-800-PACIFIC. That's 800-722-4342 or PacificCoastTermite.com.
It's Live Nation's Concert Week. It's $25 all-in tickets for select shows in the Bay Area and beyond. Now through May 10th. Visit our contest page at kcbsradio.com and enter for
10 minutes. It is 12:58, and we are going to check with Frank and look at the road race.
Well, we're going to go back to Oakland, southbound 880 at Hagenberger Road, where we have some good news. All lanes have now reopened in the wake of a two-car injury crash, which at one point had all lanes shut down. We still have a stalled car and a medical emergency involved, blocking the far left lane of the Virginia Street off-ramp from southbound 280 in San Jose. And we have road work going on eastbound across the Richmond-San Rafael Bridge, lanes coned off in that eastbound 580 direction from San Quentin out to Midspan. We're seeing a little bit of a pocket of slowing right at Midspan. Do keep in mind, too, that we have some very dense fog across the Golden Gate Bridge at this hour, but no delays in that northbound direction. The two right lanes are still, though, coned off for road work from the tolls to Sausalito. Your next update at 1:08 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
Some clouds and fog, lots of fog, locally dense this morning, partly sunny and breezy later today. Traffic and weather together on the 8th on All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS. It's Friday, May the 6th, 2022, coming up on KCBS.
On Michael Walz, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi pushes for more public outcry over the potential striking down of Roe v. Wade.
On Liz St. John, the flames are scary, but there's another big danger from wildfire. We'll tell you how to prepare.
And the U.S. Senate does plan to take up abortion rights in a vote next week. I'm Elisa Francis. CBS News covers the world next.
And you need to know. KCBS AM, KFRC FM, and HD1, San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose, and Odyssey Station.
1 o'clock.
CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting. I'm Christopher Cruz in Washington. The major sell-off on Wall Street Thursday. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger says the street is worried that the Federal Reserve might not be up to the job of reeling in inflation.
Well, investors are worried that for the first time in 40 years, the Fed is actually raising